So I got this question. I thought it was a really good one because someone asked, well, when is snacking okay, or is it ever okay, right? And as you know, if you've been around a while, one of my philosophies is that you should not be in a position to where you need to snack. Your meals should not be, set up that way. You shouldn't absolutely have to snack all throughout the day. It's mostly just mental because we've always done it. It's just been there. The list can go on. But I wanted to answer that question because one thing that you'll realize is that when you're in a different phase, and what I mean by a different phase is not a weight loss phase. And by the way, just as a side note, you should not be dieting all year round, but we'll talk about that later. When you switch phases and you have to eat a crap ton of food, then snacking can be appropriate because it's going to be hard to get all of that food in because of how much you have to eat. So for example, I'll just use myself. So my members know this, but if you aren't a member of mine, you probably don't, but I am in a muscle building phase right now. So for a majority of my adult life since football ended, I've been in a weight loss phase, right? I've been constantly trying to lose weight, and just like I mentioned earlier, struggle after struggle after struggle kept happening. I was having to cut my food even lower to see any progress, and it was just, I don't know, it just wasn't being effective anymore. And so I decided to take a year, which by the way I battle with every single day. I'm just like you. I want to be dieting. It's comfortable. It's what I've always known. But I've dedicated myself to a year of just muscle building. And in order to do that, I have to eat a lot of food. And so there's going to be times where little snacks might actually help. So, then a protein shake comes in handy. Then some nuts come in handy. Then, those little snacky type foods come in handy because of how much I actually have to eat. But if you don't have a lot of food to eat in the first place, now with our plans, you might think that it's still a lot of food, right? Because we control the blood sugar, we keep your appetite down, all that fun stuff. But even then, that's not enough food when it comes to maintaining your weight or building muscle. And so in that aspect, yes, there will be a time for snacking, but it's when you're not in a weight loss phase. Okay, so one of the things that our members always give us crap about is when we change phases and they have to eat a lot more food, they are like, we call it the Hate Joe hotline, but it's really hard for them to get all that food in. And so yes, we want to keep it as close as we possibly can to whole foods, but when we're in a restoration phase, meaning we're trying to make sure your metabolism is nice and strong, we want it to be restored, you might have to have one of those snacky things just to get all of that food in, okay? But when you're in a weight loss phase, I don't recommend it, and we don't even structure our plans that way. So I hope that was helpful. This is what I told the person who asked, but I figured I would just address it because I thought it was a good question, because I know it's going to come up where it's like, oh my gosh, so I'm in a restoration phase, or I'm trying to build muscle, and there's no way I could possibly eat all this food. There is a way that you can eat all this food. You just have to, that's when you incorporate the snack. So I hope that helped. If it did, I want you to leave me a comment below. Let me know that it helped you, and let's spread this message some more.